I've always loved beautiful and elegant things, even while I was growing up. Maybe because while I was young in the province, I was exposed to such beautiful things, not because we were rich, because we lived simply in the province, but because when I was a young girl, my father worked in Guam, USA, and he would send boxes of beautiful china and even silverware, crystal goblets, and silver cutlery sets like that. So I know such brands while I was still very young, and I have loved them ever since. Hello, everybody! Welcome back to Zoe Home Inspired Living. To my new subscribers, welcome. I'm Rina. I have always loved thrifting and antiquing, even when I was younger. So here in Metro Manila, I had favorite shops, thrift and antique shops that I used to haunt. But there were just a few. This is the Philippines and we don't have the Goodwill stores here. But I have choice stores, as I have said, and I used to frequent them. The only thing is that you cannot find there whole set, for example, of fine bone china dinner set or a whole set of crystal glasses like that. It would be hard to find those. So just, bric-a-brac, like antique decor, for example, but there would be a lot of antique furniture as well. So I used to buy those to decorate my apartment and then later on my townhouse, my very first property, the townhouse. So that was 20 years ago or more. And until now, I am still into it, thrifting and antiquing, but it has evolved and changed a lot because of the influx of online stores. There are now many online platforms or apps that we can shop antiques and thrifted items. And here in the Philippines, there's a regular shipment of what they call surplus products from the United Kingdom and Japan, and sometimes also the USA. And we can get them at a very bargain prices or thrift prices. Yes, that's why over the years, I was able to gather or collect for our home. So, for those of you who have been following my channel, you know that I have been living in my new normal for the past 20 years. In the earlier years, even until maybe a few years ago, I was still on and off with my illness. Sometimes there were long seasons of being bedridden. But sometime in that 20-year period, I was immersed in Instagram, and I also started buying from Instagram, IG sellers. These sellers, they sell items from the UK and Japan. And so I started collecting again. And so later on, I also opened my own IG store, and that is Zoe Home Inspired Living. And I wasn't satisfied buying from the other importers, so I imported my own. And I started importing from the USA because I have a sister in San Diego, California. And so she consolidated my purchases. She consolidated, and then she would put them all in a big box and ship them to the Philippines by sea. So it would be very economical. And I also have a cousin in the UK who is a nurse there, and so I also consolidated my my purchases from all over UK, and she would consolidate them into big boxes, packages, and they would ship to me to the Philippines. So I used to do that for the previous years, and I only slowed down recently because I have other things to attend to. So I have been doing that, and I actually shared the opening of boxes in some other videos. Years ago, I had zero collection except for Noritake dinner set, because Noritake has their manufacturing and warehouse here in Manila. And one time, I was heavily pregnant with my first child, Hannah. I was heavily pregnant, but there was a warehouse sale. And so I went there and I rummaged for dinner sets. And I'm going to show you that Noritake set. So aside from that set, I had zero fine bone china collection, no crystalware, no... what else? The silver, I had a Solingen cutlery set in a case, original case, because it was pawned. It was pawned to me, 20 plus years ago, even before Hannah was born. So I had only those. But during the time that I imported, and I bought from other importers also, and I sold on IG, on my IG store, I was able to collect for our home. And so now I'm going to show you my treasured collection of fine bone china, crystal, and even the linens and table napkin rings that I have been collecting for my table settings. So this is the Noritake set that I was talking about. There was more of these teacup trios, but I think that I either sold them or given them away. I can't remember exactly. Now, I wanted them before. I really liked them when I was rummaging in the Noritake warehouse sale. There were a lot of people rummaging with me, and I was heavily pregnant, but I loved it because it was my very first time to see design inside the teacup itself. So for me, it was unique. But I would later learn that English fine bone china teacups have lots of those designs. The flowers, the designs inside the teacups. So I also have this dinner plates. There are dinner plates for this design with the flowers, but they are under there. And I also have these plain ones with only the cobalt blue and gold accent around the border, and I have a lone tureen, covered tureen like that, and the serving bowl. So this is one of two display cabinets that we put in the kitchen in this new house. So there's other one there on the other side. So this one here houses our glasswares, the topmost there. Those are for desserts. And then the next level here, these are colored glasses that I have collected through the years. And most of these colored glasses, like this ones, the cobalt blue, that one, the peach one, the green one, I have sold a lot of those colored glasses. And they are reproduction glasses, but they really look good on the table for tablescapes. And also, they come in different colors and designs and shapes. So we have those for our daily use or regular use. So here in the next level, I keep my collection of cake trays. Now this family loves cakes, and for my afternoon tea parties or just afternoon tea with the family, and also during special occasions, we really use this cake trays. Now I just have a few. The white one there, the oldest one, yeah, we have had it for years. And the one at the bottom of it, it is made in Portugal. So I kept it. There were two. I sold the other one. And that one there is glass. It's etched glass. It's very precious to me because it came with the whole estate hall. I love this cake tray. It's antique and it's etched. At the other side, it's very textured, embossed, a design like that with beautiful roses. And I got this from a massive estate hall because the daughter inherited everything, but she sold everything and I got them all. So this is part of that massive haul, and I kept it. The rest I sold it. And I just love this. We always, it's very heavy. We use this, regularly for special occasions. This is one of two recent purchases, and I just love it. It's just tiny like this. It's about 9 inches, but I like the shape. And I think that they call it the intaglio design here. It's tulips. It's a tulip design. So it's just a small cake tray for pastries or cookies. And this is my latest purchase. This is Hoya crystal cake tray, and I just love the design. Look, these are like dimpled or recessed designs like that here at the bottom. And the color is that burgundy or purple? And this is brand new. It came with its original box. So this will be added to my cake tray collection. It's just very unique. And this one here is one of many fine bone china and antique ones that I imported from the UK a few years ago. And I wasn't able to sell this. That's why I kept it. I just kept it. And it's just so beautiful like that. It's in peach with gold accents and that beautiful floral at the center. So you use this also. It's not too big, but I use it usually for my afternoon tea. And this set here is a precious Limoges that I also imported from the USA maybe a year ago. And this is Limoges Elite France. There are other markings there. I cannot read. Limoges France, and it's the Elite collection. I just loved it. I featured this on my last birthday. I think that was last year. I used this for my table setting. Beside it, I have this small crystalware, like this tiny butter dish like this one. And this is a pair of sauce dishes. They are all crystal and very thick and heavy. We usually use them for special dinners when we use sauces. And I also have there a rose bowl and some other knickknacks, crystal. And these bigger crystal dishes here at the bottom, because they are super heavy, like this one, super heavy, but you can't believe that this is a branded crystal. I forgot the name. Super heavy. I can't even lift it. So this bowl, maybe I got it it's from a collection of a household collection that they cleared up. And I only got it for, I think, $5. Yeah, and this one also. These ones. And there at the back, you always see them in my table settings. Those are crystal decanters, and I only kept 2. And lastly, in this display cabinet, I have these 2 complete tea sets. And this one, of course, you know, it's Booth's. It's Booth's Real Old Willow from United Kingdom. And I imported this also, and I completed it with 6 sets of trios, and also the sugar and milk jug, and also the tea set with the server oval platter. I also featured this in an afternoon party tablescape. And so I think that I'm keeping this. At first, I was really attracted with this design or pattern, the Real Old Willow, but because I found out that there's a lot who collect this tea set, so I'm keeping it also. Another treasured set in this collection is, of course, this Paragon Tree of Kashmir tea set, and it's a complete set. Wow. So it says here, by appointment of Her Majesty the Queen, Tree of Kashmir, and they are in excellent condition, unused, and complete with that beautiful teapot over there with the cake tray as well. So I also imported this a few years ago, and I planned to sell it, the whole set, but I changed my mind because it's just so hard to look for the complete set nowadays. This set came from the United Kingdom, and look how beautiful that teapot is. I haven't featured this in an afternoon tea, and maybe one of these days I will. Now I'm going to show you the other display cabinet in the kitchen, which houses my tea sets. And this I already showed in a previous video. I think that was 2 years ago. And I'm going to put the link below so that you can watch it also if you would like to see that. I featured there my tea sets, the teacups. Not all are complete tea sets because I also love to collect just the teacups and the saucers like trios with the dessert plate as well, or duos. And there's also the snack plate like that one with the teacup as well. So in this display cabinet where it is located in our dining area, I keep the collections which I usually use for very special occasions such as birthdays and Christmas. So here they are. So on top there, at the back, I have the collection of cut to clear crystal goblets, and on the front I have the vintage Murano glass. It's hand painted and accented with gold. So this is the set of cut to clear crystal. I got them from my Paris antique haul. It's a neighbor of our office, and she was selling all her collections from Paris, and I was super blessed to get them. And then these ones in front, wow, I just stumbled upon them a few months ago, and I can't believe my luck. I just love them. These are vintage, also in ruby red, accented with gold, hand painted. It wouldn't get better than that. And these are other crystal collections, like these ones here. These are Godinger crystal ice beverage glasses. And these are my collections of crystal candle holders that I have gathered through the years. So they are Mikasa and other brands. That one there. So it's just so exciting to collect you know, beautiful things like crystal and fine bone china, especially if you have thrifted them. You didn't pay an arm and a leg for them. And of course, this is my Spode Blue Italian collection. And on the second cabinet, I have this collection of Royal Albert Queen's flowers, Queen's favorite flowers, I think. I've forgotten the pattern. So there's that. And this one also I acquired 2 years ago, and it's a collection of hand-painted deco plates by Lena Liu. And this one is my collection of Hofbauer beard collection. And again, I would like to reiterate that I did not spend a fortune in collecting these beautiful and elegant items. And here also, I have my Royal Worcester Royal Garden dinner set. I accumulated them through the years that I have been importing from the UK. We are now in our dining area because I'm going to show you my linens collection as well as my napkin rings that I have collected over the years. So this is our buffet table, and this is where we set up the food on special occasions, and that's why we call it the buffet table. And in a previous video, I also featured how we refinish this antique Nara buffet table and put this marble on top. Now I'm going to show you. So this here is divided into 3, and we have the first compartment, the drawers, and another compartment on the other side. So here I have our table linen collection. So down here, I have my tablecloths, and mostly I repurpose them from curtains. I repurpose them from curtains from the United Kingdom because I just love the fabrics that comes from the United Kingdom, and they are curtains. They used to be curtains. So for example, this one here, I had a few panels of this. This is just so beautiful and very thick, very thick. I think this is cotton. And this used to be a curtain panel, and I had a few panels. I turned them into tablecloths and sold the rest, and I just left one piece for my own use, for me to keep. So look how beautiful that is. And I also have this lace tablecloth. It's in rectangular, and I just love this to use in my table settings. I sold a lot of lace tablecloths from the UK in the past years. I only have that remaining. And this one's also, this came from the UK. This one is embroidered. And then the rest I sewed. So for example, this one, I always feature this in my table setting. That's using the round garden table. So I made this. It's a round tablecloth with the ruffles like that. It's in blue and white. It's just so beautiful. This one here is another curtain that I repurposed into tablecloth because I just love the design. So I had a few panels of this and I repurposed them into tablecloths. It's exactly for 6-seater table. I just love the design. Look at that. It's textured. And I kept this one piece for my own use. And this one here, these are all table runners which I got from the UK. And look at these ones. These are just little linens, but they are embroidered. And I haven't featured them yet in any table setting. Maybe I will in future afternoon teas like that. It's embroidered, so beautiful. And I think this can be used as a placemat. Yeah. So I'm going to plan for a beautiful tea table using this embroidered vintage linens. So we are on the other side, and here I keep our table napkins. So here I keep our table napkins. And because I have been sewing table napkins for almost every tablescape project that I had, so they built up like this. They accumulated through the years that I have been sewing my own table napkins, but not all. These ones are vintage, and these are just small table napkins. This one I featured in one of my table settings, and I painted there in silver the initial of my name like that. And also these ones I sewed this from a curtain. I think the fabric is from the UK, and I just love the flowers. These ones I already featured this in an afternoon tea. So I applied this. I cut it from a virgin fabric and I applied it onto this table napkin that I also made. And then of course I have these ones are my favorites. I also made this. I trimmed them, so this is a pure linen, and I trimmed it with the lace like that. Oh, it's so beautiful. Yeah, I think I have the complete set of 4 here. And then another one that I made. You always see this because I tend to use it often. So it's also cotton, and I trimmed it with cotton eyelet. So it's all cotton eyelet like that. So you see, it's just easy to make your own table napkins if you have your own sewing machine. These ones, I made this also and trimmed this with this just very thin lace trimming, but it's cotton, and this is blue and white toile de jouy. Wow. And this one is quite older. These are thick cotton, which I painted. I painted with blue cobalt. And then the rest of the table napkins, my mother gave them to me, and they are really vintage. Now here, I'm going to show you my napkin ring collection, because if you love table setting, you should have different kinds of napkin rings. And I have been collecting napkin rings the past few years, and I have accumulated a lot. So let's look at them. So here I have this, and it's very good to have this acrylic organizers like this, to organize them like that. So I have this brass. These are vintage brass. I use them for Christmas, and also these ones. And then here, look at this. This is silver plated with an etched name there. This also silver, Queen Anne. And I also have this polished brass here. And then this one I imported from the US recently. It's brass also, and it's thick and heavy. This one is part of my antique Paris haul. There. So that's the first drawer. Oh, this one is full. Look how full is that. So here, I already featured this in a recent antique haul, and this is made of wood, which I plan to paint on. And then here, these are native woven napkin rings. And this one's here. Wow, I love this. These are porcelain napkin rings, birds. There was a time I just loved bird napkin rings. And then these ones are porcelain also. Yeah, I just collected them through the years. This one is for place cards. This one's also. And this one is product of the Philippines, is made of wood. And lastly, we have the bottomless drawer, and this houses my favorite collection. Look at that. This is my favorite napkin ring collection. Look at that. Look. This is just my favorite. This is fine bone china. And I thrifted this from a home who sold everything also. And I got all the napkin ring collection. This one is from a different source. But I just love floral napkin rings like that, especially if it is porcelain or fine bone china. This one, I got this last year, I think. There you go. Thank you so much for watching and staying up to the end of the video. And I hope that I have inspired you to thrift, to build up your collection for your table settings, no matter how simple they are, because in simplicity there is beauty, as they say. So I hope that you will be able to thrift as well, because especially in the USA, you have a lot of Goodwill stores there. And I always envy whenever I watch shows featuring a trip to the Goodwill. So, but here in the Philippines, we also get some imported ones from the UK, USA, and Japan. So, thank you so much. And I will see you in the next one. God bless. Bye.